Thank you for tuning in to the Life of KG podcast. We are all about helping you guys in the beauty industry. Whether you're starting out in this industry or been in the business for years, we want to motivate you, educate you, and support you to grow. Enjoy the show.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all okay. So I'm doing a solo episode today. I thought I would just jump on as we are in the first full week of lockdown for us in our industry. Obviously, we worked up until Wednesday last week, and I think everyone was completely knackered after working 2 or 3 busy days last week, that we all just zonked out towards the end of the week and totally vegged out over the weekend. I know I did. I was completely done in by the weekend and just thought, do you know what? I just need a weekend doing nothing, eating what I wanted. And I watched movies and programs, and I never do that. Like, anyone that knows me knows I don't really do TV at all, but I just needed that time out this weekend. And so it's Monday morning now, and I'm feeling pumped more than ever. And I know a lot of the salon owners that I look after are feeling exactly the same. I've had numerous messages this morning from people that I work with, which done exactly the same, but you're ready and raring to go over this lockdown period. And I wanted to do this podcast episode just really short and sweet on different things that we can work on during these next 4 weeks. Okay. I know a lot of you are in the mindset of this is 4 weeks. Let's get going. Let's get cracking. Let's work on the business as much as possible before the Christmas rush. There's some of you that are thinking, do you know what, we're not going to be opening in December. So just feeling really unmotivated. And that's okay, because we were let down a lot last time, wasn't we? But hopefully this time is different and we will be back for December. And there's some of you that just want to chill out, have some family time over these few weeks. And that's also okay. So it doesn't matter what boat you're in, like just keep your eyes on you and your family and your business. Don't worry about everything else that's going on around you. There's going to be some people that are going to be bang on business this month, okay? And that's great. It's going to give you a head start to everything. But there's also going to be people that just want to relax, take some time out. Maybe you're feeling emotional and overwhelmed, and you just need this 4 weeks to maybe listen to podcasts, read books, and just focus on you. And that's also okay. So no matter whatever camp you're in, it's absolutely fine. But I wanted to share with you today some things that you can go over while we are on lockdown. A lot of the time, because we're so busy with salon owners, therapists, hairdressers, we come to a stop and we think, okay, what am I going to do now? What do I do? And you just come to a blank. So I just wanted to do a few things, a few points for you today that you can go over and do over these next 4 weeks. So first of all, competitions. As busy therapists, as busy salon owners, we are always too busy to enter competitions, but a lot of the time it's always something that we wished we could do. Or we look at other people and think, God, I wish I could win that many awards. But how can you win an award if you haven't physically entered? Okay, so use this time to research the net and get a list of competitions that are coming up. So this might be salon-based competitions, this might be therapist competitions, this might be lash competitions. There's lots of online ones at the moment. It might be brand competitions, it might be a business competition. There are so many different competitions and awards out there. And sometimes the application forms can be quite difficult and quite long-winded, and you need quite a lot of thinking space. So during this time, while we're quiet, we haven't got staff contacting us, our kids aren't bugging us because they're at school, you've got a lot of headspace to be able to really enter these competitions well. So really try and utilize that time. If you're part of my coffee, cake and chat group, then have you put our sessions into action? Okay, all of our sessions are saved on our Facebook group, so you can go back all the way through to, I think it was June when we started, and look at all of our sessions, all of our hotspot sessions, all of the guest speakers that we've had on there. Really try and lap up all of the knowledge and information that I put on there for you. Again, I know as busy therapists and salon owners, it can be really hard to keep up with things like mentoring programs and coaching and things like that, because our day-to-day just runs away with us. But it's really important that we catch up and we keep on top of these things. So if you are part of Coffee, Cake and Chat, then make sure you catch up on them sessions. If you're not part of Coffee, Cake and Chat and you're thinking, Kate, what are you on about? Then drop me a message and I can go through the information with you. But it's basically a group mentoring session, and we help salon owners exceed in their business and give them ideas and help, and that just person to be there. But because there's a group of salon owners, it's really uplifting. But we do monthly coaching sessions on there. So if you join, you can catch up on all of the other sessions that we've had. Complete a good business book. I say business book, it doesn't have to be a business book, it can be any book, but I love reading, and a lot of you know that. I love reading, but I also love listening to audios. I also love listening to podcasts. So, if we're just chilling, or we're putting our makeup on in the morning, or we're going to bed and laying there, put on a book, put on an audio book. Like, just get your brain to carry on being motivated and thinking. And I always come up with so many ideas when I'm reading. So that might be like, so this morning, for example, I was listening to Eddie Hearn's book, and a lot of that was to do with sales. And it just come to mind about a sales post that I wanted to do on social media this morning, which I did. So it just always gives you lots of ideas and keeps you focused when you're reading. Some people might hate reading, but that's why I'm like, okay, listen to an audio book then, or a podcast. It's very important. Knowledge is key, education is key, and you can get that from books. Another point is look at your figures, okay? Knowing your figures in your business is extremely important. Yes, most of us have accountants. We think, well, they do our figures for us, but we still need to know what our monthly figures are, what our yearly figures are, what do we take a week, what's our break-even point. We need to know them. And I know our figures and our take-ins would have been completely different over the last 3 months compared to what it was a year ago, because of obviously what is going on in the world. So have a look at what was your team pulling in on before the second lockdown. What were they pulling in? What were their targets? And do we need to set new targets for them for when we go back? If you don't have a team, then set a target for yourself. Just because you don't have a team, it doesn't mean that you can't push yourself and have targets in place and not knowing your figures. It's all very important. Whether you're a salon owner or you're a solo entrepreneur, you need to know your figures. So really look at what your team was pulling in, what their retention rate is, what their rebooking rate is, and really dig deep into that to set some new figures for obviously when we go back. Okay. Think about, do we need to do a price increase in the next few months? A price increase can take a while to plan properly. Okay. So obviously we need to get leaflets printed. We need to make sure all of the prices are changed on our website. We need, or on social media, or wherever it is that you put your prices, on a salon app, etc. We also need to give our clients a head start. So I always recommend that we notify them a month or 2 months beforehand. Personally, I do a month beforehand. I'll have a notice in the salon. I'll do an email blast about it. I'll really get them ready for the price increase so they're aware. So if you are thinking about doing it in the next few months or in the new year, then now is the perfect time to also plan that, because price lists take ages to do, don't they? And you need to relook over the price list so many times to make sure you haven't got anything wrong. So yeah, if you're planning on doing that, then this is the perfect time. Social media. So right now, everyone is on social media. You would have seen on the last lockdown that your impressions and your interaction on your posts was a lot more than ever before, and it's maybe taken a slight dip now also, because obviously people went back to work, they weren't on social media as much. in the world that we live in now, everyone is on social media near enough every single day. But right now, while we're stuck at home, people are on it more than ever. So utilize that. Work out who your audience is online. Is it the correct audience that you're wanting? Put up posts and see, what people are really wanting to hear from you. Look at your top 5 performing posts that you've done on social media and see what is it that they're really wanting to hear. I mean, you might be putting posts up and not get that much interaction. You might put a different post up and you get loads of interaction. So what is the difference between them 2 posts? Are you catering for different audiences? So really look at that as well. And just use your social media as a real advantage right now. I said in my coaching session in Coffee, Cake and Chat the other day, when I started my salon, we're coming up 12 years ago now, social media was kind of non-existent. Like Facebook was there slightly, but really nothing to how it was today. Instagram didn't exist. So our ways of marketing and advertising were literally newspapers, village magazines, yellow pages, literally everything like that. And it costs hundreds. I mean, to get your ad in the paper, it literally costs like £400 or £500. And we had to work that budget into our monthly budget. Okay. Otherwise, people would never hear from us. Whereas now we have this free platform that we can advertise and market on. And that's such a blessing. And I know a lot of us don't like social media. We think it takes up our lives. There's the negative side of social media, 100%. But really work it to our advantage because it is free marketing. And can you imagine if it was taken away from us tomorrow? What would we then do? And actually on that point, remember, social media is literally for business one of the best things ever, but we don't own what goes on social media or anything like that. So what's on our page is owned by Facebook. And if it did go down tomorrow, what would you do? Okay. So as much as I want you to plug away at social media as much as possible and really try and get clever with it, remember, you don't own anything on there. So what I mean by that is if it went down tomorrow, we would be pretty screwed. So we need to make sure that we get all of that data from the media pages somewhere else so we can still market to people outside of social media. So for example, data capture, make sure that you're getting their emails, etc. So then you've always got people's details if it was ever to go under. Okay, I don't see that happening, but I have heard of people's accounts closing lately and stuff like that. So you just need to make sure that you still have people. My next point is working on you. Okay, so even if you are really grafting on your company this month and you're really focusing all your energy on that, you need to make sure you're looking after you. Even if you want to veg out on the sofa and chill out, you need to make sure that you're still working on you. Okay, so meditation. If you haven't meditated before, give it a go. Like, there's apps you can download now. Really take some time out to either do that in the morning or at night. I prefer to do it in the morning. And exercising. Exercise isn't for everyone, but it really helps the mind, and especially while we are stuck indoors. So those of you that know me know I love to work out every single morning, and I'll get up early and I'll do that. Some people couldn't think of anything worse, and again, that's okay. So that might be just going for a walk, or instead of doing the school run in the car, walk it, or taking the dog out for a walk, or do some yoga, do some exercise that you might actually like. And it just really helps your mental health and your state of mind when you exercise. It's just so important. And eating well. So I know this weekend I ate absolutely rubbish. I ate rubbish and I felt shit for it, but I just felt like I needed to eat some crap, especially because I've done this whole weight loss journey recently. And I just thought, do you know what? I want to eat chips. I want to eat crisps. I want to eat chocolate. And that's what I've done. I did feel shit for it though. And this morning I've woken up, I've exercised, I've done my food shop, I've got all my nice healthy food in. I'm going to cook fresh food and I'll get back on it again. And it's just really important that we make sure that we're fueling our body with nice healthy food. You can't be pumped and ready to go if you're eating rubbish, because it's going to weigh you down. So just look at all the different aspects of looking after yourself. So that is the end of today's podcast. I told you it was nice and sweet. I just wanted to just put out some motivation out there for you guys, and for you to be able to work on some things over these next 4 weeks. And also, my phone line is always open. I know it's very hard for a lot of us right now. Obviously, business has come to a stop, yes, yet again, and motivation isn't always there. But try and look at it as, it's not an opportunity, but it kind of is the opportunity just to stop, refocus, and find out what you really want from life and your business. And I know that's what I'm doing. So obviously with my coaching, I do offer coaching one-on-one. I do offer coaching in groups. I offer programs, but I also offer one-off services for those that literally just want to chat and work through a few things. So there's lots of different options, and I'm more than happy to help as many people as possible over this time, and obviously ongoing. So if you need anything like that, then please drop me a shout. But yeah, I wish you all the best, and we will be recording more podcasts this week, which will be up online straight away. And yeah, so happy Monday. Work through my list. Let me know how you get on. Drop me a DM or an Insta or whatever like that, and let's do this. Happy Monday.
We would love to hear what you thought about this episode.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Please leave a review and share on social media, tagging @KG Salon, so we can share.
I always follow them.
Until next time, have an amazing, successful week.